All right, man. I told you guys I had another Drummond video coming. In addition to the Atlanta Hawks, there are other teams, three other teams that's been reported to be in the running for Andre Drummond: Dallas Mavericks, Toronto Raptors, and the Boston Celtics. And let's talk about, potentially which one can give the best deal to the Pistons um, as we move forward. But hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Apologize, still a little bit under the weather, but getting better. But let's talk about the Mavericks. The Mavericks really have nothing to offer. And I drop an article in the description from CBS Sports. They kind of lay it out the best that I found about the assets that they have, and they just have expiring contracts from Courtney Lee. Tim Hardaway has a big contract, I think, expiring next year, and they really don't have the assets, to give to us unless, I guess it's a Porzingis, and I doubt they part ways with a Porzingis. Obviously, they're not parting ways with Luka Doncic, but for them, if they can facilitate another team and get us assets that way, Andre Drummond and Luka, that'd be a good fit. Luka can get the most out of Andre Drummond, just as Trae Young could. It's funny that they both came out the draft, neither one went number one, and they're so good at facilitating and scoring. And I think Luka and Andre Drummond would be a great benefit to him. And playing next to Porzingis and them stretching the floor and Dre, going to the boards and the pick and roll and the way Luka able to find people, I think he'll make the game easier for Andre Drummond and for, Drummond personal-wise and just for his, personal sake. I think he could be an all-star with the Mavericks, to be honest. He exactly what they need, but obviously we're not doing no favors without getting proper compensation back, and they just don't have the horses to do it by themselves. They had to facilitate a 3-team trade. Now, I'm not sure about their draft picks, or did they trade them? I think they traded them away to Porzingis, so they really don't have the picks, and that's what you really want when you're rebuilding. You know what I'm saying? So, really, they have to get a third team to get in there to facilitate a trade to the Pistons, in my opinion. Now, Toronto, they got all their draft picks for next year, but they going to be Eastern Conference champion contender. So them picks ain't gonna be high. You know what I'm saying? So, looking at it, they got some expiring contracts. Serge Ibaka, Marc Gasol. The Pistons been trying to get Marc Gasol for the last couple of years, and I guess because I don't know why they wanted to trade Drummond for Gasol, but never really got it. But Gasol don't look like he used to look anyway. So that would be a rental. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you just get Gasol because his contract expiring. Same thing I explained with the Atlanta Hawks. They throw in Chandler Parsons because his contract expiring, so the Pistons get that money off the books, so they can get an asset with it, like a trade pick, like a draft pick. Excuse me. So with Toronto, you probably want their leg first, and then you probably look at the expiring contract and match the contracts up with Marc Gasol. Then you want an asset. Since it's not going to be a high pick, then you looking at guys like Norman Powell, OG Abali. Hopefully I said his name right. You're looking at some of the young players that you would possibly want, and obviously they not parting ways with Pascal. He's hurt anyway. Pascal Siakam, excuse me. But maybe you're looking at a Fred VanVleet, who contract expiring. So if they could put something together where you get their first this year, maybe even next year, and they throw in Gasol because the contracts expire, or Ibaka's contract expiring, then they throw in the Fred VanVleet. Maybe that's something the Pistons look at. But Fred VanVleet, he a good player, but he just got problems getting his shot off. He one of the smaller type guards, man, and I just think guards are a dime a dozen. You can find great guards in the draft and young guards, but he'd be a good asset to have. But to me, that's not the most appealing thing. And I'll rank them, including the Atlanta Hawks at the end. Now, look at Boston. I think Boston got the most attractive trade package. I know people say, well, you trade them to Boston, they just going to stump us. I mean, they stumping us anyway. What does it matter? With or without Andre Drummond, they stumping us. So why so attractive? Because they got Jaylen Brown, they got Marcus Smart, they got Gordon Hayward, but that's not even the cherry on top. And I'm not huge on Gordon Hayward, though. I'm just matching up the contracts. The cherry on top is they got the Memphis pick. If you can get that Memphis pick, from Danny Ainge and you can get a Gordon Hayward, you know what I'm saying? Because the contracts match and his shit expire in a year or two. That'll be the ticket. Or you can get a Jaylen Brown, and they have other draft picks that's protected. I think Memphis is protected, and then next year turn into unprotected or something like that. And they got some other draft picks too. I just can't remember. But if you can get Memphis pick this year or next year, whatever it turn into, and you can get you, and I'll take Hayward contract. What you got to understand, you want to get those high draft picks. You know what I'm saying? So you can build. It's a lot of talent coming in the next few years. These dudes is balling. Cole Anthony, LaMelo Ball. And then you take it, you can get 2 top 10 or 2 top 5. Shit, if you can get 2 top 3 lottery picks, even though you know the NBA don't like Detroit like that. But if we can get into the lottery a few times, man, and really rebuild this team through the lottery, the rebuild is going to be easier. So Boston got the horses to give us, and they need Andre Drummond. Diaz and Enes Kanter is not cutting it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, if you push them a little bit, if they don't give you the Memphis pick and you get another pick they got a couple picks, and you can get Jaylen Brown, that's a nice piece to start with. You know what I'm saying? He could defend. I'm not as high on him as other people is, but he could defend. He can get after it a little bit, and you can go from there. But, you know, there was really attractive, you know, for Andre to get Drummond is those lottery picks. The Memphis pick from Boston and the Atlanta pick from obviously Atlanta. Those are the assets that you're trying to get. The players, as long as you ain't taking on some monstrous long contract, the players ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not getting those high draft picks, then you want to get good players you can build around or build with in the future. You know, that's the game. You're not going to get an Andre for Luka or nothing like that. People think this 2K and they can just put the approve any trade thing on. I'll approve any trade to go through. No. The objective for the Pistons is to rebuild and do it in the most effective and fast way, efficient and fast way. So if I had to rank them, yeah, I like what Boston bringing. I like what Atlanta bringing. And then I like what Toronto bringing. And then Mavericks at the bottom, unless they can facilitate a third team. That's it. Atlanta and Boston top of the list. That's who I'm talking to. If I can't get nothing there with them, if these are the teams listed, then I'm talking to Toronto. You know, but Atlanta, Boston with that Memphis pick and that Atlanta pick, they both can be top 5, top 10 type picks. That's what I'm talking to. And I'm trying to, you know, really, you know, build with young players. But also Charlotte could be in the game. Washington could be in the game. You know, if you get that pick out of Washington, they could be in the game. But I wouldn't take that John Wall contract back. No, I wouldn't take that, man. He a nutcase, man. If you read some of the stories about John Wall and how the teammates don't like him, Bradley Beal didn't want to stay. You know, they offered him so much money that he had no other choice but to stay. It's going to be an adjustment for him when John Wall come back and start paying full time because, you know, he used to being the man and being the facilitator, and John Wall didn't want to give up the ball. So, yeah, for me, man, you know, Boston, Atlanta is who I'm phone swaying with, who I'm talking to, who I'm trying to trade with and stuff of that nature. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. I'm dealing with. I'm trying to get that pick for real. I'm trying to get those elite lottery picks, man. And the Pistons can be bad. They shut down Blake for the rest of the year. Let Sayoko play. Try to be bad, tank, and try to get 2 elite picks. The turnaround might not be that long. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a lot of talent coming in these next few years. It's a lot of ballers, man. LaMelo, James Wiseman, Cole Anthony. We're going to have some dudes in the tournament that's going to rise. Like the Hunter kid from Atlanta. You're just going to have all types of international talent and stuff of that nature. So if they can stack they picks up, man, I'm telling you, the Pistons may not be too far behind, and they may end up fighting a superstar or a couple superstars. Then you can put some veterans around them and build them. So they might can catch a king's ransom, you know, in disguise for Andre Drummond, man. So, man, pay attention to what's going on. And we'll see, man. But he been out of practice with the illness, and that got people thinking they might move him. And they tried to move him before with Stan Van Gundy, but just didn't work. But, hey, Smart C Sports Talk. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation? That link's in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. And let me know what you guys think. Check out our Detroit Piston playlist. Don't forget to check out my other main channel, Goodfellas Sports TV, for more sports music, news, and entertainment. One time for the one time. More Sports Talk. We gone.